Imagine you're a student. You score only 51 marks in mathematics. Teachers doubt your future. Friends believe you'll never become an engineer. Now imagine, 20 years later, the rocket you built reaches orbit, making India only the third country on Earth where a private company, not a government agency, has pulled it off. This isn't a movie. This is the story of Pawan Kumar Chandana, a former ISRO scientist who left a secure government job to build India's first private orbital rocket company, Skyroot Aerospace. But this isn't just a story about rockets. It's a story about billion-dollar opportunities, a new global space economy, and why India's next unicorns may not come from software. They may come from outer space. Success stories often begin with perfect grades. This one doesn't. Pawan Kumar Chandana scored just 51 out of 100 in mathematics during school. For most students, that would end an engineering dream before it started. But marks measure performance on one day, not potential for an entire lifetime. Encouraged by his father, he enrolled in IIT entrance coaching, and something shifted. Fear of mathematics slowly turned into fascination with engineering and problem solving. He cleared the IIT entrance exam on his first attempt, earning a dual degree in mechanical engineering from IIT Kharagpur. In 2012, he joined ISRO, spending nearly 6 years at the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center working on the GSLV Mark III launch vehicle. While India celebrated its government space missions, a much bigger revolution was quietly beginning around the world. Private companies were entering space, and they were about to change everything. For decades, launching satellites was almost entirely controlled by governments: NASA, ISRO, ESA, Roscosmos. Space was expensive, slow, available to only a handful of nations. Then came companies like SpaceX, treating rockets not as government projects but as businesses. Costs dropped, launch frequency increased, investors noticed. Today, the global space economy is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, with analysts expecting it to cross $1 trillion in the coming decades. Satellites now power GPS, internet, banking, weather forecasting, agriculture, defense, even the food delivery app on your phone. That created a simple question. If thousands of satellites need launches every year, who will launch them? Chandana believed India could become one of the answers. Leaving ISRO wasn't easy. Government jobs offer stability, respect, lifelong security. Startups offer the opposite: uncertainty, financial risk, the real possibility of failure. Yet in June 2018, Chandana and Naga Bharat Dhaka, both IIT alumni and former ISRO engineers, founded Skyroot Aerospace in Hyderabad with $1.5 million in seed funding. Their vision? Build private launch vehicles in India designed for small satellites. At the time, this seemed close to impossible. India had never allowed a private company to build an orbital rocket. The ecosystem barely existed. Funding was limited. Experience was limited. But ambition wasn't. A rocket company can't ship a beta version. Every launch demands years of engineering, testing, manufacturing, and millions of dollars. Skyroot developed the Vikram series, using 3D printed engines, carbon composite structures, and modern manufacturing built to cut cost and increase speed. In November 2022, Vikram S became India's first privately built rocket to reach space, a suborbital proof of concept. By late 2025, the company had grown to over 1,000 employees, operating from its new Infinity campus in Hyderabad, a facility built with the capacity to produce one orbital rocket every single month. The dream was closing in on reality. On July 18, 2026, Skyroot launched Vikram 1, Mission Agaman, Sanskrit for arrival, from the Satish Dhawan Space Center. The 4-stage rocket carried real customer payloads, CubeSats, hosted experiments, even a handwritten postcard from India's Prime Minister. It executed a precise sequence of stage separations and reached a 450-kilometer orbit. India became only the third country in the world, after the United States and China, where a private company achieved orbital launch on its own. "Absolutely no words," Chandana said afterward. "I think this is..." He didn't need to finish the sentence. What began with a student scoring 51 marks in mathematics ended with a rocket in orbit. Every successful launch opens new business categories: satellite manufacturing, Earth observation, defense technology, climate monitoring, navigation, space tourism, in-space manufacturing. The companies that dominate these industries over the next 20 years could become the next generation of trillion-dollar businesses. Just as software transformed the internet, private rockets may transform access to space itself. This was only Skyroot's first test flight. 2 more are planned before commercial operations begin, targeted for 2027. The second Vikram one is already in production. Skyroot wants to be one of the companies leading that transformation. Chandana's journey teaches something powerful. Success isn't decided by one exam, one report card, or one bad year. It's decided by persistence, vision, and the courage to leave comfort behind. From 51 marks in mathematics to India's first private rocket in orbit, his story is a reminder that the biggest limitation is rarely talent. It's the limits we place on ourselves. And as the global space race accelerates, the next billion-dollar opportunity may already be lifting off from India. Thanks for watching Wealth Chronology. See you in the next video.